Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to start on Niddler, and I decided to put him in the front because he is a part of the team, but he wasn't my favorite. I mean, I loved how Ayaz called him like a monkey bird or something like that, but he really wasn't my favorite. I don't know. He was kind of like I don't know. I just didn't really care too much for Niddler. But, you know, after a while, all the characters kind of grow on you. I mean, what can you do? They're all pirates and they're all pirate-oriented and things like that. So I'm kind of putting him behind. But I also want to... I don't know. I kind of want him to span everybody because in one way, shape, or form, he did like help everyone in their own way, even though he was really out for himself in those manga melons. And so I'm gonna have him behind everybody because he wasn't the bravest of creatures. And also, but he was, you know, but when push came to shove, he did lend a paw or two. Monkey bird. But everybody working together, all the characters kind of merging together, it made this all work. He wasn't as annoying as he could have been. And this was one of my favorite shows. So, can't leave him out. I'm still trying to decide what I want to put on the other side. Either I want to put the logo, Pirates of Dark Water, or maybe some ships, some bad guys, something. But I think the logo would be nice. Now I have everybody kind of reacting to whatever is going on this way. Let's see, she looked a little cross-eyed there. There we go, a little bit better. I've got to fix that with some actual stuff. But, happy Chinese Lunar New Year. And there's another bag that I've been working on that I kind of want to get to today. So, dear Niddler, I am going to like kind of sketch him out. I don't know. I don't think I'll have enough time to color him since I was having a hard time trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Did I want to put him on the other side and give him a full body? But then I kept thinking, you know, I really didn't like him. I didn't like his voice. I think that's what turned me off the most. Yeah, I think it was his voice. Yeah, but he definitely was not my favorite character, but he did come around. Everybody did. All of them were kind of annoying in their own way. Because they were all on the take, you know, they all were out for themselves. And, you know, you're a kid and you're watching all these cartoons, and it's like you don't want anything that's going to remind you of yourself. You know, yeah, we're on the take. I'm a kid. I'm spending 8 hours watching cartoons on one day, eating all the cereal in the house and, you know, just chilling, you know, before I have to go to school, and Sunday's boring. Yeah, because Sunday never had as many cartoons. And, you know, it had sports kind of intervene a lot, but it really didn't have any decent cartoons, which is a shame because Sunday would have been ideal for cartoons. I think what I ended up doing was watching like this guy who would draw squiggles and stuff like that. His name was Tom Hatton. And let's see, I was raised in San Diego, and he came on KTLA. I forget what all the spiel was, but that was the channel that he would come on. It was like an LA type of channel or something like that. Barely got the reception, um, but those were really great memories because he inspired me to draw. All these cartoons did. You know, because it's like you didn't want the adventure to end, and it always ended at noon. No matter what you did, you know, it just sucked that, you know, you couldn't enjoy your little cartoon buddies all day long or during the week. I mean, it was a treat to catch them on Sunday, and it never failed that it seemed like adults were trying to take that away. Like, oh, it's not educational. The kids aren't learning anything. And actually, they were learning a little bit. I learned a little bit. You know, I learned how to treat people a little bit better than some of these bad guys. I learned not to race against Speed Racer. A lot of those people ended up dead. And that's back when people actually used to die in cartoons. Okay, so I started from Niddler, from the neck up, and then I worked like from the jaw and stuff like that. But a lot of these characters, if you break them down into basic shapes, you could probably whip them out. Since I'm drawing with a charcoal pencil on white canvas, I really didn't want to have too many like construction lines and stuff. So, and with Niddler not being one of my favorites, part of me just really didn't care if he came out properly or not. Oh, it'd be kind of cool if I had dark water behind him or something like that. That would be cool. That stuff was badass. I don't know. Never really figured out what the dark water was, but it's still kind of chilling when I think about it as an adult. I mean, this stuff was nasty. And you could see the results of what it did. I mean, it was rarely ever a good thing. And people tried to use it for their own reasons. And it changed folks. It changed folks for the worst. And, I mean, that stuff was heinous. Like, I think there was one episode where I think people were drinking it or putting it in something, and it would change them. At first they'd feel good, like it was a drug, and then it like would turn on them. They'd start oozing dark water like it was like the Ebola virus. Stuff was nasty. And then it kind of would eat things. I mean, it's like it had a life of its own. And yeah, it could be like a metaphor for what's going on in the world. But it was like, that stuff was horrifying. Oh. It made for a good story, too. Because it's like, you know, you're a team of people and trying to get, you know, through this stuff and avoid this stuff. You'd always hear them say like dark water on the horizon and stuff like that. Let's see. It's like, we gotta protect the Minga melons. That's what I kind of see Niddler saying in this picture. It's like, I didn't even get a chance to eat this. I think another creepy thing about him was that he didn't really have like an eyeball. He was, it's like it's all one solid color with maybe a highlight or something like that in it. And it's like, yeah, creepy eyes. And his voice was kind of annoying. I don't know. Look at me, nitpicking. Nitpicking! You were glad to have it, damn it. As much as I hated some things about cartoons that I watched, I loved more than I hated. I really did. And I really miss those days where you could just like kick back and relax. especially when the good ones were on, not these little crappy ones. Like, I mean, they had, some of them had really good animation, like the gummy bears, the Disney ones, but I hated Disney's. I mean, they were more, I think they were more for littler kids. It was outside my demographic, clearly. Let me see if I can zoom out a bit. Let's see, we'll zoom out 100%. Okay, so I need to get his wings in. And I had to use like multiple source images to try to figure out what I wanted to do. So we'll throw one wing this way. And I think he kind of evolved a bit. Niddler, he was actually doing some unselfish things, and he evolved, which was, I thought he did, or he helped others to evolve. Like, I think he came across a monkey bird type of colony or something like that, his homeland or something like that, and they kind of revered him as something a little bit more than what he was. They gave him all the Mega Melons he could stand, and I guess they expected him to be their champion. I can't remember. But, yeah, I remember some of the episodes and stuff, but I wish I could see more of them. Let me bring his arm this way. So one wing will be like right here. I need to erase this part so I don't end up, let's see, we'll put his shoulder this way, because his neck is really long. Okay, here we go. And then his other wing, let's see. And I just kind of want the wings to kind of give an extra bit of color. Let's see. If that's his neck, his wing would be about down here, coming up, coming up, coming up. And I'm kind of like imagining the lines going through these things here, since I can't really put it through. Okay, so that'll be one side, and then I'll do like some wing going out with where Ayaz is. Okay, so let me go ahead and outline him just a smidge. Whoops, wrong tip. Because I don't want to keep the wrong lines. Oh shoot, what time is it? Okay, 6:07. I got time. Yeah, I just had a late start today because I had to watch my one of my favorite shows this morning. Let's see, just need to get my pen. Where are my pens? Gotta get them out of my bag. My wood pen. My gel roller. I had to get this out of my bag. Yeah, I was watching a show. I missed it last night, called The Passage. Oh, I love it. I love it. They do a lot of swirling in that show. But that's cool. It's another vampire show. But we'll see how they differ from other vampire shows. And it's pretty cool. It's not bad. It's one of those shows that make me want more. So it's like, instead of sitting down with a big bowl of cereal on a Saturday morning, I'm sitting down with breakfast of some sort, or dinner, and chilling with that. Now I'm taking a few liberties with Niddler, adding like fur, making him a little bit more furrier than my source images. And I guess that's my own thing. Just giving him a little bit more curves, more interest. And I think that's how I approach a lot of things, that if I'm like tasked to draw it and I didn't want to draw it, like I'm getting paid for it, you know, type of thing, is I'll try to find a way to make it interesting to me and still try to satisfy whoever, sometimes myself. So it's not so much a chore to do. And I know that if I didn't finish at least the core characters on here, I'd probably be like kind of upset with myself every time I saw the bag, because I knew it was unfinished. It needed something. But then there's sometimes I'd come across things where I'd start them and I didn't like the direction it was going. Like, it was just like ugly. And sometimes the only way that I come back and finish things is if someone else sees it and they go, "Oh, this is cool." And I'm like, "Really?" Kind of like that Eek the cat. People would say things and you go, "Really?" I'm going to outline Ren a little bit more because I want Ren to really stand out in the front here. So I'm kind of bolding up his lines. That way it keeps a definite distinction between him and Niddler. And it kind of throws him further back with thinner lines. Let me finish up his face so it'll dry. Okay, so since he's reacting to something over here, the white highlight of his eye will be like right there. More towards that direction. And this is cute. The fruit has like little swirls on it. Let me bring this up here. Yeah, this Lunar New Year is, I think, the pig. And the pig is my little symbol. And so I have a little fondness for that particular year. So if any of you are born in the year of the pig, send me a holler. The piggies got to stick together. Okay. So when I draw, I especially cartoons, I look for the S shapes. S shapes kind of make it a lot interesting, a lot more interesting. For some reason, I really wanted this to be his shoulder, but oh, not today, Kim, not today. Let's see. Okay, so I've got about a few more minutes, and I'll talk a little bit more about S shapes. You'll see them everywhere naturally. You'll see them a lot in cartoons. And if you want to add a little bit more interest to your cartoons, to your drawings. Create some S shapes, some S curves. I mean, not everything can be an S shape, but it's everywhere. So you'll see like an S shape here in his ear, and that's kind of natural with ears. The S shape in his hand, like here's his thumb, and it makes this S curve. So like try to incorporate some S curves into stuff, and like this wing would look a lot more interesting with an S shape. Okay, so I'm going to take this out of, let's see, I want to say that he's got his hand here, his other hand on the Minga melon. And I'll do that sort of thing and just make it look like his other hand is out here. Like he just got caught off guard. Let's see. I'll go back to my source image here. And to do this image, I'm going to be using like 3 different source images. This expression right here is in one image. The Minga melon and part of his hand is in one image. And then I'm going to take his wings and just kind of improvise with them. I was trying to find another image where his wings are spread. Now I'll probably do that a little bit later for that wing over here. Okay, so I got 4 minutes left. So in this time, I'm just going to go ahead and maybe I'll start on the eyes. Let's see. His eyes are green and a light green for the highlight, kind of, sort of. But I'm going to leave that white. I think I'm going to use 2 different greens in his eyes. And that's another way of maintaining interest, is having more than one color. Okay, so just to illustrate where his eye shine is going to be. So maybe he sees something a little higher up than the rest. And probably would rat that out. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a little bit of the lighter green. And I'm going to kind of, I might even throw 3 greens in here. God knows I got enough of them with these Artezas. Okay. I keep whining about that. They've got 6 greens in here in this set. 1 yellow. Sorry. Okay. So I've got this green here. And I'm going to use another green on the bottom. And I want it to kind of look like it's like his eyes are kind of glowing a bit. Kind of like how a sphere would work. Let me do this. It is kind of like a combination of both greens. And I think I'll have a little bit of yellow. And I'm going to blend into the darker green, this lighter green into the darker green. So it kind of all looks like one green. Okay, and then maybe put a little hint of the darker green in here. There we go. Have that come up a bit, and then I'm going to put like a yellow and then leave that in the spot there. And that'll kind of tie those greens together. And it just gives it a little bit more interest by doing that. Same thing with his beak. His beak is basically like an orange color. But where the highlight's going to be, I'm going to have it be like a little bit yellower, oops, or greener. Yeah, it's important to wipe off your stuff when you use it in another place. But it's no matter. So I can go ahead and do this sort of thing here. Okay, so this will be like the lighter part, and we'll give it like a little bit of a light part right here. And I don't think any other part on him is orange. Let's see. And I've got tangerine. These colors seem to work really great for this palette, this color palette for Pirates of Dark Water. Now this orange is just a little too orange. Let me see if yellow will lighten it up just a smidge and hopefully not turn it brown. And that's about the color I need. And I'll just kind of bring it into here. And just kind of mix it with the yellow. This is pretty close to the color I need. And I'm going to use a different orange from a different other set because I've only got one orange in the Arteza set. This is a graffiti fabric marker. And I'm just going to lightly go over some of these parts. This is a little wet, so I got to let that dry a bit. Okay. This should have been a little bit lighter. The way I would fix that is probably use a little bit of white paint and see if I could lighten that up when it dries. Or, oh, it's 621. Okay, so I got a vamoose, but I'll at least do this part. I use either painter's white paint or fabric paints or Tulip. Tulip has an opaque paint, works real great for fabrics, opaque fabric markers, but you got to be very careful. Some of the sets that I had gotten of that fabric marker, because I bought it like at Walmart and people like to steal, so some artists steal literally. And let me see if this will work for me. This is supposed to be a little bit lighter on, well, maybe it's a discoloration too. But this should lighten it up a bit. Give me that lighter orange that I'm looking for. And if it doesn't work for me, then I'll just go ahead and just like work with it. And I'm going to bring this up a little bit because I wanted it a little bit lighter. Now this is close, it's getting close to the tone that I want. And it's kind of like it mixes together with what's on here. If you let it dry and you can do it again, you can also put it somewhere else. This is supposed to be white here, so I'll probably use a little bit of blue. Okay, so this is as far as I could get with Niddler today. We'll finish him up tomorrow. Again, if you want to see more, just like and subscribe, and I will show you more tips, babble a little bit more about how I love this cartoon and some of the things I hate about it, and we'll just call it that. And then I'll probably be doing some more work on other things, and if you have any questions, or if you have anything to contribute, that's fine. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.